The 2018 PBA Tour Finals are down to the last stage. Defending champ E.J. Tackett will take on the top seed Jason Belmonte. These two battled last year in Orlando, won by E.J. Now we're set for the rematch. Only one will be crowned champion of the PBA Tour Finals from suburban Detroit. Get ready, bowling fans, because it is time to conclude the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. We started with 8 of the world's top bowlers hoping for a title. We're down to 4, competing for the championship and for the third place finish from here at the historic Thunder Bowl Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. Now let's meet our 4 bowlers with Master of Ceremonies, Dennis McCamery.
Here are your 4 competitors in the PBA Tour Finals. In the third place match, the number 4 seed owns 7 PBA Tour titles from Gothenburg, Sweden, Jesper Svensson. He holds 3 PBA Tour titles. The number 3 seed from Austin, Texas. Give it up for Anthony Simonsen. Bowling in the championship match, the number 1 seed is the reigning PBA Player of the Year. From Orange, New South Wales, Australia, make some noise for Jason Belmonte! He is the defending champion from Huntington, Indiana, E.J. Tackett!
I know you said something. Thank you so much.
We are set to bowl from suburban Detroit. Our matchup's third place match. 2-game match here. Simonsen and Jesper Svensson will head to head, and Belmonte and E.J. Tackett. The championship match. The final event of the PBA Tour Finals here in 2018. We will crown a champion today here on CBS Sports Network, and here we go.
Power, power, and more power in store for you fans today, starting with Anthony Simonsen.
Only 21 years old, from Austin. Off to a great start. Those pins had no chance against Simonsen.
Dave, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get Anthony some coffee to go with that sweet roll.
Good start, Peterson. Good start. It's Dave Ryan alongside Randy Pearson, Hall of Fame broadcast partner. Wrapping up the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. And here is the two-handed lefty from Sweden. Jesper Svensson, all 10 down.
And a nice opening shot by Jesper. Our last telecast, we saw him get off to a red-hot start early, but as the oil pattern went through transition, Jesper struggled.
It's Dave and Randy with you from Allen Park and the historic Thunder Bowl Lanes. So best of 2. Got to win 2 games. If it's tied at 1, then we have some extra bowling. 9th and 10th frames determine a third place finisher in this match. Lane conditions, Randy, tonight.
45 feet, named after one of the greatest of all time, Dick Weber. Players are going to start really straight in the track area. That second arrow on both sides, and then just chase it towards the center part of the lane. But the characteristics of this oil pattern is that it's very high scoring.
Simonsen. Wow. All that power. The 9-pin stands.
Nothing bad happens, right? Nothing ever bad.
And a lot of times that power turns on you. Anthony Simonsen's powerful bowling ball goes right past the 9-pin. And he's starting off this game using 2 different balls on each lane. Look out. Holy cow. The unique style, two-handed style of Anthony Simonsen. One was a spare shot. That was a strike ball. Just saying. But you showed his spare
3
shot.
titles, including a major.
Okay.
For this youngster. Wow, ringing 10 pin. As he blasts through the rack again in that 1-3 pocket. Shrapnel.
Solid 9, ring 10 after a strike. And that'll make you scratch your head.
Tied for 5th in this event last year in Orlando, Florida.
Hit that one a little harder than last.
There's a 10 pin. On the 45-foot Weber pattern chosen by Jason Belmonte as the top seed.
Two-game match. It's not total pins. Win 2 games. And it's over. Right now, this is for 3rd place. If they split a game apiece, we'll go to a 9th and 10th sudden death roll-off.
Svensson, also a 9-pin.
Okay. Is that good or bad?
That was a weird hit. The unique two-handed style of the southpaw from Sweden. Follow through to the right side of the head. But watch this hit. Very unusual. 4 snaps to 7 out, but the 9 standing.
There's the 9, there's his mark. The runner-up in Group 2 to E.J. Tackett. The group champ. Simonsen runner-up to Belmonte as we see Jesper's arsenal.
The natural. Urethane and more urethane in Jesper's arsenal. I'm going to ask our statistician, PBA champion Mike Edwards, what he thought of that last hit. Mike, your thoughts? He just looked at me and shrugged his shoulders. He doesn't know either. Wow. No doubt about that one.
Crushing hit, 1-2 pocket, all 10 back into the pit for Jesper Svensson. And 3 strikes, first 4 frames. A 10-pin lead on Simonsen. He is 4th here, working on a spare. Group 1, Belmonte, Barrett, Simonsen, and Sean Rash. Only 2 left. 9-pin. Common theme.
Carbon copy of his last shot on the right lane as the ball goes right by the 9. I mean, it wasn't even close to hitting the 9.
Picks it up. We asked Anthony, who'd like his legacy to be when he's done bowling?
Oh man, I don't know. I've never really been asked that. You know, kind of my biggest thing for me is the sport has given me a lot, and I just want to be able to give back, you know, to the younger generation. I try to do what I can to get to local youth events and help out. Just kind of always knowing that I gave back to something that gave so much to me.
He's been bowling basically since he could walk. 3 years old. Anthony Simonsen has been in the game.
And right now, the carry gods are not looking down upon young Simonsen. I mean, the 4-pin was going down and then got hit and got stood back up. Crazy carry game 1 for Anthony Simonsen. He could easily have 5 in a row. 2 solid 9s, a 10-pin, and that shaker 4.
9 spare, 4 straight frames for Simonsen after the opening strike. Only the second ever TV matchup with Anthony Simonsen. Two young stars of the PBA Tour. It's to go up by 22 pins. 7 pin.
And right now it's a plethora of bad carry for both players. Jesper does not have a coach, believe it or not. His dad helped him a bit growing up, but I think what really helps Jesper is that himself, Martin Larsson, and Osku Palermo all practice at the same center in Sweden. So they all kind of help each other.
That's pretty cool. They live within 15 minutes of each other back home in Sweden. Not that they're there a lot because they're traveling the world bowling, but when they're all home together, it's usually time for a practice session with each other. Learn a lot. Great for camaraderie. Jesper grew up with his school and the bowling center literally next to each other. Talk about convenient.
One other note about Jesper. Prior to the start of the PBA Tour Finals, he bowled the Detroit Cup and shot 22.06 for 8 games.
Oh, my. Seven pin again. Keeping things very interesting here.
Neither player has been out of the pocket halfway through this first game, and we have one double to show for it.
There's a 7 for the 7th-time PBA Tour title. It's Jesper Svensson from Gothenburg, Sweden. Two of the young guns head-to-head. Simonsen, Svensson battling for 3rd place in the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. More bowling comes your way next. The PBA Tour Finals are brought to you by Go Bowling. Promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news or to locate a bowling center near you. Log on to gobowling.com. By Barbasol Razors. Here's a no-brainer. Barbasol is making razors. Try the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus today. And by BowlerX.com. BowlerX.com is the online bowling supply superstore. Free shipping, free returns, simple. BowlerX.com for the love of bowling. Great bowling here in suburban Detroit. Simonsen and Svensson head-to-head, 3rd place match, best of 2. So they win 2 games. If it's 1 each, then we go into some extra bowling.
Simonson's purple ball is now purple and blue thanks to the blue dye in the oil pattern.
Anthony would love a strike here. 6th frame.
9 pin, 9 pin, 4 pin, all on the right lane. And he didn't like that shot as soon as it left his hand. Yep, there's a reaction from a player that knows it wasn't his best.
5 in a row. 9 spare again for Simonsen, but only down 12 pins. Start your morning right. A healthy serving of sports, from recapping last night's action to breaking down the top stories of the day. The boys have you covered. Catch Boomer and Gio weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network.
Finally, he carries it off hit. And honestly, Dave, I mean, both players could have all strikes right now through 6.5 frames. And he's like, really? Oh, hallelujah.
I'll take it. Svensson struck 3 of the first 4 frames. He's had back-to-back. 9 spare as well.
Ooh.
That's more like it.
And this goes through the pins pretty well here as we take a look at Jesper's footwork. If you watch real close, folks, both feet will come off the ground right before he enters the foul line. And this ball here just shreds the rack. The urethane man from Sweden.
and 900 through the 4 games of qualifying for Jesper Svensson to get to the Group 2 final, but lost to E.J. Tackett. So it's Tackett Belmonte for the championship. First and third place match. Help across the deck, and there goes the 7-pin. It's got to be the Barbazon close shave replay. Randy Peterson for good reason. Messenger time, Randy.
Beautiful, a little Swedish dirt coming your way. Head pin, sidewall, comes across, 10-pin. Get out of my face.
Simonsen counters.
Wow. Jeez. You know, and as a player, you're like, what do I have to do? See that frustration, and it's warranted. I mean, Simonsen has slaughtered the pocket. His only errant shot is when he kind of tugged it a little bit on that lane the last time up in the 6th when he left a 4-pin.
Tough breaks. 2 strikes. That's all he's got to show for it. Picks up the 10-pin. Single pin conversion for Simonsen.
Simonsen going with idle on the right lane. No rules Pearl on the left lane. I'll tell you what, Dave, no grass grows under his feet. That kid grabs his ball, puts his hand in it, and he goes.
Fast pace, no question. Not that he's not contemplating the next shot. I mean, he is a
It's his rhythm, man. He's
thinking
fast.
bowler for sure, but he likes to go fast.
Yeah, he's quick. I like that. You know, the old saying was paralysis through over analysis, and that's what happens to a lot of players when they stand on the approach for too long. Jesper's not slow by any means either.
Getting a feel of getting a rhythm now here. In game 1, the best of 2 for 3rd place. Said earlier, the one match, Simonsen against Jesper Svensson. That was a round-robin part 1 of the 2017 PBA Tour Finals in Orlando. And Jesper won that one, 268-233. Big numbers.
Max score for Anthony Simonsen, 216. Jesper Svensson is at 228 right now. Any mark here in the 10th frame, and Jesper will take down game 1. That's a good mark.
Which he does. Blisters the rack to begin the 10th. He'll take the first game.
Beautiful shot here by Jesper Svensson. And that's a full rack attack.
So yes, we're going to take game 1. A fresh start for Simonsen in game 2. This is not total pinfall through 2 games. Best of 2 third place match. Battling here for prize money in Allen Park. Championship match, same format. Tackett, Belmonte, the rematch from 17.
Threw another ball in a still shot. Test the waters. Great start for Svensson at 248. That was a hot cell that he just changed to on his fill, guys.
Better shot, better carry for Simonsen beginning the 10th here, Randy.
Sorry, Dave. Simonsen changing balls on the right lane and going to the same ball he's using on the left. And finally catches a strike for the first time on the right lane.
Streak of 5 straight, 9 spare for Simonsen. Did him in this match. And Svensson throws a 248 at him on the Weber pattern.
Oh my.
Gonna spin. Gonna helicopter. And just short of the 10 pin.
First half of the game, that wasn't going to strike.
Simonsen doesn't miss the pocket and shoots 205 with a spare. Amazing.
It just wasn't going to move forward, was it? I mean, how close can you come? We'll try a different ball here and just test the waters as Randy talked about.
Yep.
248-204, game 1 score. A convincing win for Jesper Svensson of Sweden. Needs one more game to be the 3rd place finisher in the 2018 PBA Tour Finals from Allen Park, Michigan. We're minutes from downtown Detroit. Time for our Columbia 300 Fun Fact.
Well, this is called the lily or the sour apple. It refers to the 5-7-10 split. And typically, you leave this when your ball is hitting the pocket, let's say not so strong, a very weak shot into the pocket. And if you do leave this in league or tournament competition, you probably don't want to be seen in public afterwards.
The old sour apple. Svensson feeling pretty sweet after that first game. Best of 2 wins this game. He was the 3rd place finisher after a convincing 248-204 game 1 win over Anthony Simonsen. Tackett, Belmonte to follow for the championship. Still feeling good.
And again, the question is, how long does Jesper's line to the pocket hold up? Simonsen blistered the pocket only to shoot 204 and was never out of the pocket. One marginal shot in the 6th where he left the 4-pin. That was it.
Tough breaks, game 1.
And so I promise you what you're going to see this game is that the lanes of transition just enough for Anthony Simonsen that he's going to strike every ball this game. And folks are like, well, what was so much different about game 2 than game 1? And it's all about angle, all about entry angle into the pocket. You watch and see how good his carry is this game. And if I'm wrong, I'll quit.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. No, I won't. Okay, never mind.
Ouch. Like you were saying.
Oh, my Lord. The curse of Bo just hit Anthony Simonsen. Ball goes right by the 9 once again, only this time it's on the left lane. Remember, he was doing that on the right lane the last game.
It's got to get in your head at this point.
Oh, yeah. Right now you feel like you've been beaten and beaten down some more. Simonson's like, what do I have to do?
He's got the rest of this game to figure it out. Svensson.
Why don't you ask for a rematch?
7 stands. Power through the pocket.
I thought I heard Jesper say, why didn't you ask for a re-rack? And that may have had something to do with that ringing 7. And that's why Jesper's frustrated with himself.
Missed it into the channel.
Yeah, and that that will not count as a spare. Once the ball leaves the playing field, it's dead, cannot come back out. And that will be an open frame for Jesper Svensson. Although it looks pretty cool, it's still 9 out.
Yeah, that doesn't count. How does he respond? Open frame. Late hit on number 6. That's out.
A little heavy. 6'10" late. Take a look at this pin action. Hello. It's a nice break.
So Simonsen watching. His confidence up and down with his carry. Let's see how he responds. All 10 back. He's got to be thinking, hang on now. If I can find that look, I can win the second game.
Well, that's the thing, Dave. He's got a good look to the pocket, but his carry stinks.
They finally get a double. 4-pin this time.
Well, that looked like the ball changed, and it looked like he went to the ball he's using on the right lane. Let's take a look. It is. And then another rip-rack 4-pin. I mean, I've seen bad carry before. I've had a lot of bad carry in my life, my career. But I'm not sure I can remember the last time I've seen carry this bad.
Simonsen entering the PBA Tour Finals, hoping to win his first tournament since 2017 extra frame event in Wilmington, North Carolina. Your current neck of the woods?
Currently.
Well, you're a California guy, right?
Grew up in Southern California.
South Florida, then Orlando for a long time,
yes,
in North
sir.
Carolina.
Yes, sir. So basically, I'm a vagabond. Beauty.
Jesper Svensson grew up playing soccer, hockey. We talked about bowling, the bowling center being so close to his school. Could literally leave school and be bowling in 2 minutes flat, he said. Tremendous advantage growing up. About 14, 15, he gave up hockey. He's a really good hockey player, left wing. Kind of see him on skates, you know, you can envision that long, rangy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, big slap shot.
He's got the big wingspan.
Absolutely. Strong guy. Still a very big hockey and soccer fan. Watches a lot of Swedish Elite League hockey at night on his iPad. With the time change, it's perfect. Watch those games live. After he's had a busy day bowling.
That went through the pins with bad intentions. And Jesper Svensson now with a 3-bagger.
Time is now for the youngster from Texas. Works on a spare 5th frame. Only down by 8 though in game 2. Anthony Simonsen gets tap on the 9-pin, down it goes. Just what he needed.
It's like one of the few breaks he's gotten in a game and a half. In between 3rd and 4th arrow there. Finally gets a trip on the 9. Wow, the 9-10 was standing for a second. Crazy. Let's see if he can double up now. Take the lead with a strike here. I'm sorry. Right now, Simonsen's got to kind of feel like a bald guy finding a gold comb. I mean, can you get any more unlucky?
I don't think so. I mean, how many have we seen? 9-pin this time. Really good shots. But just not getting the breaks. He lost the first game 248-204. Trying to rally in game 2. Third place at stake from Allen Park, Michigan. Back to bowling from the Bowl Lanes Historic Center. Hosted so many great events over the years. Jesper Svensson of Sweden won the first game easily. And an 8-pin lead in game 2. 2-game match. This for third place. Championship match, Tackett Belmonte, still to come. Looking for a 4-bagger.
And trying to take advantage of Simonson's misfortunes. Some of the worst carry I've ever seen. And I've been doing the telecast for the PBA Tour for 18 years. Simonson's 2 games is some of the worst I've ever seen.
Really?
He hasn't missed the pocket in a game and a half. He shot 204 only because he left the 10-pin second ball in the 10th and decided to throw a strike ball instead of shooting the spare.
Oh, look at you.
But this is about as bad as I've ever seen. The other thing about it is the two-handers, their carry percentage is so high. It's part of the reason why you throw it with 2 hands. The increased rev rate, getting the ball to go through the pins, and striking more. And this is some of the worst carry I've ever seen.
That's quite a statement, Randy. You have called hundreds of matches on TV over the years. Tough one for Simonsen.
And it's got nothing to do with the center. It's all about how Simonson's ball is going through the pins.
Svensson having some fun with himself after he made that 7-pin. Has a strike here. Still close second game.
Say again? Yeah, no, I already said it wasn't the center.
Tied for 5th last year in Orlando. That one by E.J. Tackett.
Here you go. Mama said there'd be days like this. No matter what Simonsen does, can't get all 10 to fall. Has not missed the pocket in 17 frames. And believe it or not, he's still in this match. He's got to win this game, though, to take it to sudden death.
It's about as frustrated as you'll see Anthony Simonsen get. He's an even-keeled young man. Not big with the emotion, but big on talent. That's better.
Shocker. No solid 8.
He's got to be feeling snake bit at this point, no question about it. Back to Svensson. A frame. Wow.
Nasty.
All 10 back of the pit. An impressive shot, Jesper Svensson. 18-pin lead now heading to the foundation frame of game 2. So impressive in game 1.
Max score for Jesper, 247. Max score for Anthony Simonsen, 229. And that's called high flush. 10-pin almost stands. Working that chamois to get the excess oil off of the cover stock as he gets set to set up the 10th frame, the foundation frame for Jesper, working on a double.
To go up 28 in game 2. Watch out split. 6, 7, 10.
Things just got real interesting. Went right through the schnoz and paid for it.
This has got to be rattling. You are in control of the match. And it's up to you. And then the split. All right. Tough conversion coming up here.
And even if he converts, Simonsen can strike out and shut him out.
Seven stance, open frame. And the lead shrinks to 3 pins over Anthony Simonsen just like that.
Question is, can Anthony throw more than a double? He hasn't this game yet. Still looking for his first double. Execution-wise, he's been magnificent. Carry-wise, terrible.
Would love to get one right here. That's the response you need. Takes advantage of the open from Svensson. The double and now a 7-pin lead. He'd like a re-rack and a little time to think this over.
One more here and good count, and we'll go to sudden death. It seems like Anthony's got to throw them all right in that spot there to carry. Right now, Jesper's thinking he's going to strike on this ball. If he doesn't, Jesper still has a chance in the 10th.
That's what he needs. Strike in 7. Simonsen has a strike.
No 9-pin?
Not this time.
Wow. Because that kind of went through the spot where you could leave a solid 9. Watch this as the ball goes through the pins. Actually, the ball did go by the 9-pin. Another pin hit the 9-pin. And I'd have to go back and look at it to see if it was the 5 or not, but it's 10 is 10. Now, good count, and we go to sudden death.
Need 7. We got 10. 2-frame extra bowling comes your way because we're going to be tied in this 2-game match, 1 apiece. They're battling for 3rd place. Nice recovery from Simonsen, who had to be so discouraged with that lack of carry and just no breaks at all through basically 2 full games.
He saw him point to his wrist. He was like, it's about time. Good sign for Simonsen. All of a sudden the carry's back. Or at least it was the last couple of frames. Jesper ball change. Interesting. Ninth and 10th frame roll off. Coming up right after Svensson finishes the 10th frame. And Simonsen will get choice of starting lane and position. He's not even going to shoot the spare. He's going to throw a strike ball here.
.229, 201 is the final in Game 2 after an easy win for Svensson in the first game. As Tournament Director Kirk Von Kruger, he'll explain our 2-frame roll-off to the 2 bowlers. Choice lanes we talked about goes to Simonsen. Here's Kirk.
Ladies and gentlemen, by PBA rule, this match must be decided by a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Anthony Simonsen is the higher seed. He will have choice of starting lane. Anthony has chosen to start on the left lane. He'll throw 1 frame. Svensson will bowl 2 frames, and then Simonsen will finish on the right lane. Good luck, gentlemen.
Kurt Von Kruger, longtime tournament director. He's got a little bit of that Brandel Chambly look to him.
So there you have it. Scene is set. 2-frame roll off, 9th and 10th. To determine the 3rd place finisher at the PBA Tour Finals. Simonsen gets us started. What a strike.
Picking up where he left off. Now does Jesper stay with the ball change?
Can we have any re-racks or no? Can we have re-racks? Okay, yeah. Yeah.
1 re-rack and sudden death, I believe.
And Svensson will take it right now.
Beauty there. Now, ball change for Svensson. Anybody's guess what this is going to do. I wish I could be a bigger help.
Svensson has a response. And a roll off for a strike of his own to keep things all even.
Boy, that looked good too, Dave. He was able to open the pattern up just a little bit more and then slap the 7 out. A good sign for Jesper. I don't know how much different. He's playing the left lane from the right, but he's going to stay with that same ball.
If they time this roll off, then a 1-ball competition. Simonsen will have the choice. And we'll keep going that way to determine a winner in this 3rd place match. Strike. Svensson again feeling it. That's better, Jesper. After some late troubles in the 2nd game, looked like he was in control to win 2 straight. Momentum back with him. Simonsen's been hot.
2 more, he can't be shut out.
We're in for a great finish here. Svensson. Wow.
Yeah, it looked like he got that one in. So Simonsen, if Jesper spares this, Simonsen will need 2 strikes on the right lane.
Six-pin stands, Jesper Svensson. Seven-time titleist and former Rookie of the Year on the PBA Tour. .49 for the 2 frames. So we know what Simonsen needs now. Step up. A couple strikes. He will be the 3rd place finisher at the PBA Tour Finals. 2 to win here for Simonsen. Struggles with his carry. First couple games till the very end of the 2nd game. Couldn't get a break. Now he needs strikes. How will this finish for Simonsen? Wiggling 4-pin. Incredible.
Yeah, it wasn't a good shot. It was left the whole way out of his hand, and Jesper Svensson's going to finish 3rd once again at the PBA Tour Finals.
As he did a year ago, Svensson will take this one. In the 2-frame roll-off.
Honestly, Simonsen made 2 marginal shots the entire day, and his carry was really, really bad.
So emblematic of his entire day, Randy. Tough breaks for Simonsen, the youngster from Texas. Svensson of Gothenburg, Sweden, is your 3rd place finisher at the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. We are getting set for the championship match. E.J. Tackett and Jason Belmonte. Jesper Svensson takes third place at the PBA Tour Finals here in Allen Park. Welcome back to suburban Detroit. Dave Ryan alongside Randy Peterson, my Hall of Fame broadcast partner, wrapping up a very exciting 2018 PBA Tour Finals. And if we know one thing about Jason Belmonte, he loves to get revenge against someone who beat him. That was the case last year. E.J. Tackett won this event in Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, he just hates to lose, period. It doesn't matter whether it's golf or bowling. But he's certainly looking for a little redemption, and this is just a remake of last year. E.J. Tackett, Jason Belmonte, two of the best players on the planet. 1 and 2 is their ranking. This is going to be an exciting matchup, and I predict extremely high scores on a real gettable oil pattern.
Let's talk more Belmo, the two-hander from down under. Spectacular so far here in Allen Park.
Well, remember, he started with the front 9 game, only to have that one open frame, but this has really been his event. He struck on every pattern imaginable, and he's going to strike a lot on this pattern tonight. He knows how this pattern's going to break down. E.J. Tackett, well, this is the first time he's going to be in that jet wash that's created by the power of Jason Belmonte. So E.J. Tackett's really going to have to stay on top of his moves. If he gets some pin carry and gets a couple of breaks, E.J. Tackett could very well defend a title for the very first time on the PBA Tour.
Different format last year, total pinfall. Now it's a 2-game match here for the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. Championship match. We are ready to crown a champion. From Allen Park, Michigan, Belmo, Tackett next. It is time for the championship match. E.J. Tackett, Jason Belmonte. The wait is over, Randy Peterson. Time to bowl.
Shut up, Mike.
10-year pro, best in the world. From Orange, New South Wales, Australia. Here he is. Jason Belmonte. Strike. Great start.
You know, Dave, what a treat. 60th anniversary of the PBA Tour. And the finale is the number 1 and number 2 players in the world going at it in a 2-game match. Former player of the year stepping up on the right lane. Current player of the year just coming off of the strike. This is going to be exciting. Oh, no. Pocket. Wow. 410.
410 split early for E.J. Almost did.
Boy, that was close.
Really close. 10 stands, though, early open. Game 1.
And E.J. attempts this 410 split a little differently, throwing the ball straight up the left side of the lane. A lot of times you'll see right-handers go cross lane at that. Well, that was a pretty good attempt there. These two high-rev players are going to absolutely beat this old pattern to a pulp.
Ten pin this time. Not the start E.J. wanted at all.
Again, 2-game match. You have to win both games. If they split, we will have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
On the 45-foot Dick Weber oil pattern, chosen by Belmonte. Yields some big numbers, certainly has for Belmo. Runner-up last year, it's E.J. Tackett in Orlando. And yes, when we spoke with
Simonsen?
Belmo this week, he has not forgotten that. Any loss really is something that sticks with Jason Belmonte, maybe forever.
It's a visualization of Jason Belmonte right now as he waits for the left lane to recycle. The machine just dropped a pin.
How about a track tech talk, Randy, on Belmo?
Well, how about it? Remember, we talked about what he's able to do with a bowling ball at the bottom of the swing. On the left side of the screen, he's going around the side of it to really open up the lane. And on the right side, much straighter with his hand up the back. And that's the versatility of Belmonte. So right now he's going around it, kind of like that still shot on the left side of your screen. And a lot, very reminiscent of his match with Simonsen to get to this point. He started in with that same ball. Once that ball starts to break loose, expect him to make another change. Actually, I'm sorry. He started with a phase 2 and then went to this ball when the phase 2 was hooking too much. Dag nabbits. That was an epic fail. I'm not trying to name drop. You know how that's going to go.
Corey likes that start.
Beautiful here. Belmonte, 3 in a row to start.
If anyone can overcome the early open and the 9th pair against Belmonte, it's E.J. Tackett. Strong-willed young man from Indiana finds a look in the 1-3 pocket. All 10 back.
E.J. Tackett pretty much staying with the same ball that he got here with, as he's using his Hydra. A little bit of surface on it. There it is, pearlized cover stock in the Hydra. And it's amazing he's using a kind of a mid-range ball, nothing that's super aggressive, on a very slick pattern. Beauty. You can see just how smooth that ball is. It doesn't jerk real hard. It's just kind of smooth. But again, keep in mind how long the oil pattern is. I know that the middle part of the lane is broken down a bit, or excuse me, the track's broken down a little bit to give these players something to throw into. But that's it's a pretty smooth down lane reaction for E.J. Tackett. Finally catches a double here through 4 frames. Now Belmonte, front 3.
These guys are 2-2 against each other on TV. Ten-pin stands. And at perfection for Belmo here in the first game.
Perfection was not delivered on that shot. Belmonte turned around immediately. Did not like the execution there. And the end result shows with the ball coming in late, leaving that soft 10. The two-handed no-thumb style made famous by this man. Cupped the wrist to hold on to it, bend the elbow because there is no backswing. And then just the great lines, the position at the foul line, the balance, throwing a high road nano.
Belmo's actually lost the last 2 TV matches to Tackett. Title match of the Pepsi PBA Scorpion Championship in Reno, and we talked about last year's PBA Tour Finals in Orlando. 3-game total pinfall match, lost to EJ. Better look, better ball, and result for Belmonte. A 20-pin lead, but here comes Tackett now. After that tough start with the open in the opening frame, looking for the Turkey 5th frame to cut the lead to 10.
E.J. Tackett not that far behind in the power category from Jason Belmonte with his thumb in it. This guy's got a lot in the tank and can get on it as hard as any player on tour that uses their thumb. Maybe the strongest ball using his thumb.
Wow. Another weighty statement. I like that, Randy.
I can't think of another player that can rev it harder than E.J. Tackett with all 3 fingers in the ball.
Well, Only 25 years old. Hall of Fame eligible already. And as he told us, that was a huge accolade to get that far already in his career.
Oh, boy.
That's way off the mark. That right hit just missed everything.
Come on, EJ.
1-2-4. What happened there?
Well, he got it way right. It's like his ball hitting a patch of black ice on the highway. Just wide right. Bad shot.
Little game changer in the 6th. And a momentum shifter as well. Does cover, does get his mark. But if anyone can take advantage of a mistake, it's Jason Belmonte, the world's #1 ranked player. Game 1, 2-game championship match underway from Allen Park. Game 1 underway. Jason Belmonte lead on E.J. Tackett. By 13 pins, works on a strike into his 6th frame. Two-game match. First 2 games wins it. If you're tied 1-1, then we go to a 2-frame roll-off. 9th and 10th frames in each game. Belmonte for a 5th strike of the match. Gets a 10-pin instead.
A little lazy down lane, and that's why he's leaving that late 10-pin. Ball's coming in behind the head pin, and there's too much angle being created late.
Ten-pin. Takes care of it. Left lane ready. Let's see the approach of each of these bowlers. It looks different, doesn't it?
Well, ask and you shall receive, Dave. Check out the location at the arrows. Belmonte right over 25, which is the 5th arrow on the left. E.J. Tackett. That's about 19. So it's a good 6 boards difference between the 2 players.
Seventh frame, Belmo works on a spare. Astall 10 down. Low hit on a 7-pin. But still anyone's game here in our best of 2 championship round. Belmo, the top seed in the PBA Tour Finals, entering play, almost $400,000 earned over the last 2.5 years. They're dead even in TV matches. 2 straight won by EJ. Tackett, the 2 seed. About $382,000 earned, including last year's PBA Tour Finals in Orlando.
Or about half of your salary, Dave, annual. There you go. Much better shot that time on the right lane, and only trailing by 13. EJ looking to do something he's never done, and that's to defend a title as we take a look from profile. One of the things he says he has to avoid is getting the ball into the swing early because that makes his feet go too fast. That shot there was perfect.
EJ has won 9 career PBA Tour titles. He's 0 for 7 defending a championship.
I bowled for a long time on tour, Dave. I never defended once.
Really?
It's a tough thing to do. Yep, got the hang spot again. So now you got to wonder and question EJ's ball choice. Is the ball too weak? Because he's got much stronger stuff in his arsenal he can go to that may come off of that same spot. But that's on EJ. He knows his equipment better than anyone, but it was his decision. Great
Picks
job.
it up. Hammer tough spare replay of the day without question, off the wall and off the 10-pin.
Well, and this keeps him in this game right here, sliding the 2 over into the 10 perfectly from the left side of the lane. Brilliant shot by E.J. Tackett. It's going to be really big if Belmonte doesn't strike on this ball, and he hasn't struck the last 2 shots on the right lane.
8th frame. Up by 23. Some help across the deck there with the scout. Did not take out the 10-pin, so no strike. And things are still interesting in this first game.
Yeah, talk about interesting. Back-to-back-to-back 10-pins on the right lane. Guess what lane Belmonte has to finish game one on? The right lane.
Takes care of the spare. Now you can get 24/7 scores, breaking news, and up-to-the-minute highlights streaming across devices, live and free on the all-new CBS Sports HQ.
Take my second rerock.
Three-rack. And for Jason Belmonte. Wants to think things over. As you said earlier in our broadcast, near the ball return, he's contemplating, he's thinking about ball reaction, and a lot of visualization. That's a part of his recipe for success.
Well, he's perfect on the left lane, Dave.
Ninth frame. Stays perfect. Tackett, 4 games of qualifying, was the top seed Group 2, and then in the stepladder semifinals won his 2-game match to advance here to the championship round. Belmonte, same Group 1. Belmo, the overall top seed, is the top money earner over the last 2+ years on tour. Tackett, ninth frame. Response.
Well, nice shot here in a much tighter line than the last shot on the left lane. A little more direct here. What a great hand he has at the bottom of the swing. All the games these players bowl throughout the course of an event, you'd think they'd get worn out just wiping the oil off their balls. Wow.
Great shot, ringing 10-pin. I mean, he just blasted through the 1-3 pocket.
I'm wondering now if EJ marks here, if he's going to try a different ball on his fill shot. I mean, this is a great shot that doesn't strike, and that's the first thing that tells a player to change balls. You throw it that good, the motion looks great to you, but it gets 9. That's a pretty good indicator. Let's see if he goes to something else here. He's thinking about it. Yep, different ball coming up for his fill shot. Much stronger ball there. Belmo getting up on the right lane now. The last 3 times up look kind of like this. Looks real good, but you see how it pushes just another foot or 2 down the lane, coming in behind the headpin. That one actually rolled out. And then this last shot looked like a really good touch, maybe a little softer. Messenger in front of the 10. He needs 9 for 2 balls, and he's going to win game 1.
Trying to get it right here. About 10 down and a game 1 win for Jason Belmonte. Belmo does it in game 1. He wins the second. He wins the 2018 PBA Tour Finals championship from just outside Detroit. Our Ebonite flashback takes us back to last year's inaugural PBA Tour Finals and a match between the last 2 PBA players of the year. EJ Tackett took home his 3rd title of the year, defeating Jason Belmonte in the 3-game total pinfall title match, 666 to 628. Belmo won the first match at 225-224 before EJ took over. Won the second match at a 29-pin lead. Randy going into the crucial final match.
Yeah, David, match 3 was back and forth, and when EJ struck in the 8th and 9th frames, he walked away with a 220-212 victory and the PBA Tour Finals title.
Since 2016, EJ Tackett some very impressive results. A great young star on the PBA Tour, Randy.
Well, yeah, that's an understatement. Again, we talk about how he's only 25 years of age. He already has 9 titles and 2 majors and Hall of Fame credentials, and it's something that you just really don't put together. 25 years of age, talking about Hall of Fame, but that's what you think of when you talk about E.J. Tackett.
What he's thinking about right now is his first title in 2018.
Full Metal Tackett? I love that.
Great play on words. That trophy at stake. PBA Tour Finals from here in Allen Park, Michigan. E.J. Tackett falls in game 1, 239-205 to Jason Belmonte, who was bidding for his 18th career PBA Tour title. Our field started with 76 combined titles at 18 majors, 17 of which, and 9 majors, belonging to Belmo. Game 2 underway. Great start, E.J. Tackett.
All right, Belmo, 2:30 first game, 2-0 for E.J. Tackett. Belmo now going with a different ball on the right lane.
Let's see how the adjustment works out. Whoa, split 4-10. Not very well.
Take a look at this down lane reaction. Way farther left on that lane, and that ball cuts right through the heart.
Not quite.
And that was all because of the 10 pins he left the last game on that lane. Even though he struck out in the 10th. Remember, it was back-to-back-to-back 10 pins on the right lane for Belmonte, even though he shot 239.
Four-time reigning PBA Player of the Year. What a run for Belmo. #1 ranked player in the world. He is the face of the game. All 10 back.
When we talk about E.J. Tackett, Belmonte has as many major victories as E.J. does total victories.
9. Count them. Tackett's got a Player of the Year award under his belt, and he told us this week he wants many more. Hungry for a long and successful career. Tackett, good start. Now E.J. had the open in the first frame of the first game. Belmo does the same thing in game 2. Tom Strobel, proprietor of Thunderbolt Lanes, right next to PBA Commissioner Tom Clark.
Thank you.
To see those folks here doing so much for the sport.
Sorry, Dave. Thank you, Tom, for everything. And thank you, Tom Clark, CEO and Commissioner of the PBA Tour. Tom Strobel, great friend of the PBA, and we're lucky to have proprietors like Tom that love the PBA and love having us come here.
Tackett has a look here in game 2, no question about that. After only a 205 in game 1. Back to the wall. Next up on Extra Frame, the PBA's video subscription service. It's live coverage of one of the PWBA's major tournaments. U.S. Women's Open from Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando, Florida. All the action starts on Monday, so don't miss out. Get your subscription today by clicking on the Extra Frame link on the menu section of PBA.com.
Belmonte's going to give this ball another look one more time on the right lane.
With a much better result.
Yeah, that's the shape he was looking for. Made an adjustment off of the first frame, and it worked. Always a good sign. Stays with the other ball in the left lane. Well, we're used to seeing the 10 pin up with that leave. It's the 3-4-7. As his ball cuts right through the heart of the head pin. Trouble with this is you run the risk of losing count if you go for it. He's going to try to slide the 3 over into the 4-7.
Maybe.
Maybe, but not quite.
He overcut it. Hard to do. He catches the 3 pin a little too thin. Great effort.
And Tackett sees that lead balloon down to 36 pins. Trying to get 46 already in this match. E.J. Tackett looks confident after some struggles in game 1.
You saw that motion there, holding offense. Is that a 10 or 15-yard penalty?
10.
Dave?
What about CFL?
I think re-rack.
I'm not sure about the CFL penalty rules, but I'm almost positive it's 10 yards as well.
All right, EJ's going to take a re-rack, but you saw him motion that holding sign, got it inside a target, and it laid there, and that's always a good thing. Talk about the tale of 2 games. EJ Tackett up 46 after only 4 frames.
That trophy on the line here today. Maybe 56. Whoa, 7-10. That was awfully close. Only the 7. Much easier spare.
Easy there, Skippy. Last thing you want to see when you make a great shot like this is a pocket 7-10 as the messenger comes screaming across to annihilate the 10 pin. For Belmonte, it's simple. Repeat on the right lane, make an adjustment on the left lane, and go into the break, working on a double. I'm assuming we're breaking it.
That's got to happen here. Open to the 1st and 4th. As correctly predicted by Randy Peterson, finding the look, trying to stay in the match.
This is going to be a 3-board move minimum with his feet. Maybe more. He may go 4 with his feet, 2 with his target left on this shot here. Taking no time now. Lost the left lane, Dave.
Just the 6 pin here for Belmonte.
Same thing when he talked to me in his interview about how many boards he ended up moving.
Has the 6 pin, but faces a big deficit in game 2. We won the first game impressively 239-205. They're bowling for this trophy. Big prize money from Allen Park, Michigan. It's the PBA Tour Finals championship match. Back at Allen Park, PBA Tour Finals championship match. Top 2 seeds after qualifying, and the stepladder semifinals leading us to Tackett, Belmonte. Belmonte won the first game pretty easily, 239-205. But here's E.J. Tackett looking good in game 2, 45-pin lead. 10 pin that time.
Well, he's still in the high 220s. Belmonte at 184 right now through 6 frames, so he's fine. This is looking more and more like we're going to go to sudden death.
2-frame roll-off, 9th and 10th to determine the 2018 PBA Tour Finals winner. There's E.J. Tackett. It's also this week, there's nothing like winning. When people come to your house, they don't ask about, oh, how much money have you won? They want to know how many trophies you won, how many titles in your career And EJ's got some 50 between all of his great golfing in Indiana. Lots of amateur titles. And, of course, bowling. Wants to add to that collection here tonight.
Well, the late, great Dick Weber used to do that commercial for that hotel chain, and his motto was, winning never gets old.
It doesn't for E.J. Belmonte, that's for sure. Tackett in the pocket again. Up by 44 pins. So Belmonte's got some thinking to do here in the latter stages of game 2. Played by open frames in the first and fourth. Yet another tough split. 4-10 again.
Well, it wasn't his best shot, and then he paid for it with another pocket 410. See him fall off balance here. A little short with it, a little inside of target with it, and I bet you anything we're going to go to sudden death.
Not this time. He'll whiff on that. And real troubles for Belmonte in game 2.
Now the mindset changes to, okay, let me get locked in for the sudden death 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Right, Mike?
You're down 58 pins. Almost have to forget trying to win this game, really. You got to look ahead. And be ready for that roll-off.
That's why he's going to a different ball on the left lane. Moved right, went faster and straighter. He's testing the waters right now. He's going to get locked in for the sudden death roll-off. He's going to throw a strike ball at this. All right, he fooled me.
Now, we talked a lot about E.J. Tackett never defending a title. 0 for 7 after winning an event. He's never been in the top 10 the next time around.
That's incredible. Hard to believe.
So here he is on the verge of the 2-frame roll-off. Looking good in game 2. He is cruising.
I think right now EJ is very confident because he feels that he has a little bit of hold area. He feels like he can miss in a little bit, and if he throws it well enough, the ball's going to lay there and face up to the pocket. That's a good feeling to have. Uh-oh. Interesting. Not that the game is in any jeopardy, but game's over, and I'm not sure what happened on that shot where he leaves the 248 coming up light, unless he just moved in and tried to see if by doing that his ball would go even straighter. Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
They missed that one, so the 2-pin stands in an open.
Well, the game's over. He's got 203 in the 9th. The best Belmonte can do if he strikes out is 190. And again, this is all about Belmonte trying to get locked in 9th and 10th of this game for the 9th and 10th frame roll-off. And now he's thinking, processing, which ball, what line, how do I throw it? What do I do here? Good news about the 10th frame is he gets more than one shot. And also, as the number 1 seed, he gets to pick what lane he starts on, which also determines what lane he'll finish on.
In crunch time, 2-frame roll-off, that is important.
Oh, my.
Trying to get his look for the 2-frame roll-off because E.J. Tackett has won this second game. It's clinched. 2-frame to determine a champion in Allen Park, Michigan. Exciting conclusion comes your way next on CBS Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, by PBA rule, this match must be decided by a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Jason Belmonte is the higher seed and will get choice of starting lane. Jason.
I'll make EJ start the match.
Okay, Jason is elected to let EJ start the match on the left lane. EJ will bowl 1 frame on the left lane. Jason will bowl 2 frames starting on the right lane. And then EJ will finish his roll-off on the right lane. Good luck, gentlemen.
Here we go. Now, Tournament Director Kirk Von Kruger explains the setup. So here's EJ Tackett. 2-frame roll-off to the tournament champion here at Allen Park. All comes down to this.
And EJ's made this a lot more interesting, hasn't he? The way he finished on the right lane.
Tackett gets us started with a tap on number 10, and it stands for EJ. Almost. Won the second game, 219-170.
Pretty good shot thrown there by EJ Tackett. And I got to be honest with you, Dave. I think EJ's, I don't know if he was playing possum there in the 10th frame or not, but I'm not real sure about Jason Belmonte's ball reaction on either lane right now.
He didn't look so sure at the end of that second game. But he is the world's #1 ranked player. He's won 17 titles. He's won 9 majors. The face of the game has now got the chance. Belmo strikes.
My, oh my. Barely kicks the 9 late. The ball caught it going by. A little bit aloft. Look at the side rotation. And there the ball catches a piece of the 9-pin. Watch this. Whoa.
Just enough.
Two strikes and 1 pin to shut out EJ Tackett and claim this title.
Does he have the first strike? Belmo. Oh! Ringing 10-pin. He does not. What a shot. And what a tough break.
Oh, this is a beauty. He knew it immediately. Goes down to 1 knee. And the 6-pin slingshots are around the 10. Spare strike will force Tackett to strike twice on the right lane. All right, big shot coming up, Dave. You still have a possibility of another tie as well.
This is a 1-ball roll-off at that point.
This is big here.
Excuse me, Kirk. Do I get a re-rack in the... Can I grab one now then, please?
He'll take that re-rack.
Big, big shot. Strike here forces Tackett to get 2. If he strikes on this ball, Tackett can go strike spare, and we will have another roll-off. Yes, sir.
Enormous shot with so much at stake for Belmo. The world's #1 come through again. Belmonte gets a strike. And a hit on the 10-pin. And he is pumped.
Well, that's 2 of the best shots I've seen thrown in a while. Under the circumstances. This time, the 6 catches the 10. It's up to Tackett now. 2 strikes, he's a winner. Strike spare, we have a tie and a 1-ball roll-off.
Wow.
If he does not strike on this ball, Jason Belmonte is your champion.
Here we go. EJ's got to have a strike. Does not, and Jason Belmonte has won. the 2018 PBA Tour Finals here in Allen Park, Michigan. It's his 18th career PBA Tour title. Another tremendous moment for Belmonte.
EJ's last shot on that lane at the end of regulation went high. He made the adjustment, maybe threw it a little firm. It goes 2-8-10 on him. How about title number 18 for Belmonte?
Belmonte has done it again. The top-ranked player of the world wins another PBA Tour title. Avenges the loss last year in this event to EJ Tackett by knocking off EJ in 2018. Once again, Belmonte a champion of the PBA Tour. The PBA Tour Finals are brought to you by Go Bowling. Promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you. Log on to gobowling.com. By the United States Bowling Congress, creating competitive opportunities at all levels as we build a future for the sport. Visit bowl.com for more. Jason Belmonte went the two-frame roll-off against EJ Tackett to take the 2018 PBA Tour Finals title. Belmonte joined now by PBA Tour Commissioner Tom Clark with a trophy presentation.
Incredibly exciting, Jason. You did it. You're the PBA Tour Finals champion. Congratulations.
Yeah, I just want to say on behalf of everyone that competed this week, thank you to the fans of Detroit. You guys were awesome. Thank you to the PBA. Thank you to all my personal sponsors, Storm, Vice, Dexter, to my family back home. I love you guys and miss you so much. I can't wait to bring this home to you. It was worth the trip. I'm very happy, and I can't wait to see you guys in the Pro-Am tomorrow and next year when we come here for the World Series of Bowling.
Career Tour title number 18 for Jason Belmonte, the #1 ranked player of the world, wins in suburban Detroit. Congrats to Belmonte, winner of the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. Now for Andy Peterson and the entire CBS Sports Network crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long for the 2018 PBA Tour Finals. In association with the PBA, this has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. The PBA Tour Finals are in the books in 2018. And for the first time in his career, Jason Belmonte is champion.